All right, so this is just going to be kind of like a preview of the different vocabulary that we're going to go over this semester, or I'm sorry, this lesson, this unit. Manufacturing, urbanization, technology, cottage industry and steam engine, are we're going to focus on a lot of, and child labor, a lot of today. So this is kind of just giving you guys some ideas. You probably have seen some of these words before, so we're going to definitely delve into a lot of this stuff coming up. So cottage industry. Cottage industry, as we just talked about, factories and cottage industry are two different things. The cottage industry is going to be more of making stuff in your own house. So imagine if I was going to make this jacket, what do you think would be quicker? If it was going to get made in like a factory, or if I was just going to make it with like me and like my brother? Factory, right? And how many? So we're saying that more of these can be made. So if I made this jacket and sold it to like Nick, right? Do you think it'd be more expensive than if I made like a bunch in the same amount of time and sold it to all you guys? Which jacket would be more expensive? One jacket or
one jacket.
One jacket, yeah. So that's why we'll see the pros and cons of the cottage industry, and that's one of the things. You can't make as much stuff. Okay, so the steam engine. We're going to really focus on this. James Watt is the guy who invented the steam engine. And what the steam engine is going to be, they can use it in like a lot of different kind of pieces of equipment. And what it's going to do, it's going to help make things. Like this is what's going to make machines that make cloth, I believe. It's going to make them work much quicker, and that's how it gives rise to the factory. And it can be used on a lot of different things. Like what does this look like right here? Train. Steam engines can be used like in trains. Go ahead, man.
Does steam engine actually use steam, or does it use
Yes.
coal?
And coal produces the steam. That's a great question. That's what we're about to do right now. Okay, urbanization. This is the exact same picture we saw. It's just blown up from the first slide. And urbanization is basically everyone moving from the countryside to get these jobs because these factories are getting built. So all these people, all the peasants that we talked about before, they're becoming low-wage workers. And yeah, and what's that going to rise to? You guys know what pollution is, obviously. All that steam, all that stuff that's in the factories. So tenement is when you have a bunch of people living like apartments. But imagine it almost being like one room and just like whole families. I'm talking multiple families living in like one room. They live in one small area. It's cramped. It's dirty. It doesn't have half of the cool stuff that we have. All right, how you doing? It doesn't have half that stuff going on. Oh, yeah, there's one sheep. I'll look at it. All right, so child labor, same thing. So we're focusing on this again. When you have these young kids, I mean, nowadays we're all in school. Back then, I mean, you had to help support your family. So all these kids are working, and it's not very safe conditions. You don't get to, because there's so many people working in these factories. It's not the cottage industry. You get to work with your parents. They might be like in the same room as you. It's a closed thing. You know, you can kind of choose the hours you want to work. But with this, I mean, you're working amongst maybe your buddies, but your family's nowhere in sight. It's scary. There's a big, loud equipment. I don't think I could do it. It'd be too much. So yeah, as we talked about poor working conditions, here's some people down like in the mine shafts. We talked about the breaker boys, and as Mr. Livingston pointed out before, you would have like dogs, like Rottweilers, and different kinds of animals that they would strap this equipment to that could bring them out of the mine shaft, like all of the coal. But now you have like kids doing it. I mean, you got the guys looking after them, probably yelling at them and stuff. Look at all like, I mean, that's like metal and just a bunch of different stuff that's going on. So these kids are getting yelled at. It's just, it's a real tough life. Exactly. So what's going to happen is, another thing is, it's the rise of the middle class. These people, like teachers and different things that are in the middle class, they're starting to get money, so they're buying cool stuff. Because once you get money, I mean, I know when I was younger, I got an allowance. I mean, the first thing I was doing was going and buying a video game or something like that. Well, these people, I mean, they're buying, I mean, whatever they really like. Like these guys, early into top hats and canes, and looking really swaggy. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.